When a commercial sprinkler head shatters, the response must be immediate and flawless. The stakes in fire and life safety are literal life and death. Maintaining that level of reliability extends to your exit strategy. Selling a fire protection company in California follows a different set of rules than a retail shop or a standard service company. Buyers are hunting for recurring monthly revenue, or RMR. They want the predictable income generated by your mandatory alarm monitoring, sprinkler maintenance, and extinguisher servicing contracts. In California, this market is shaped by strict state codes and compliance standards. Navigating these rules requires specialized knowledge and licenses, creating a high barrier to entry for new competitors. Because new competitors struggle to enter the space, your compliant established business operates inside a protective moat. Buyers know it is much faster and safer to acquire your operations than to attempt to build a compliant company from scratch. The combination of guaranteed RMR and strict regulatory compliance generates a California premium, pricing your business well above its physical inventory or fleet value. The challenge for a founder ready to exit is deciding who is actually equipped to sell this highly regulated, liability-heavy asset. Many sellers default to a generalist business broker. A generalist typically looks at your standard historical cash flow and your physical assets to set an asking price. Going with a generalist gives you a faster, potentially easier listing process. The trade-off is a lower valuation. A generalist broker usually lacks the industry vocabulary to properly articulate the exact value of your RMR to specialized buyers. A specialist M&A advisor takes a rigorous approach. They evaluate your company using specific RMR multipliers and conduct detailed audits of your California code compliance to justify a higher asking price. To secure that higher valuation, a specialist will force you to confront a series of hurdles. You will have to organize detailed RMR valuation metrics, prove your compliance through audits, and prepare your financials for strategic buyer access. Facing the specialized due diligence can be overwhelming. It is a grueling process that forces you to document every operational detail of the company you built. Capturing the true value of your business requires a trade-off. You have to exchange the perceived comfort of a generalist for a specialized advisor, who can survive those friction points and negotiate complex deal structures. Getting the valuation right is only the first step. A specialized advisor proves their worth at the negotiation table by constructing your final payout using 4 specific deal components. This chart maps 4 deal components against 2 vital metrics: seller risk and total potential payout. The first is the upfront payment, cash received the exact day you close. If you demand 100% cash at closing, the buyer absorbs all future risk, causing your total payout to drop significantly. The second component is seller financing. Here, you act as the bank, loaning the purchase price over time. It generates interest, but the buyer could default. If the new owner mismanages the company and defaults, you face the worst-case scenario, stepping out of retirement to repossess a severely damaged business. Upfront cash and seller financing favor immediate clean breaks or broader buyer pools. But relying solely on these structures caps the total enterprise value you can extract from the sale. To push past that cap, we have to look at advanced deal structures. These are designed for founders willing to stay involved in the business post-sale to reach a higher payout. The third component is the earnout. These are additional financial payments unlocked only if the business hits specific future performance targets. In the fire and safety industry, earnouts are usually tied directly to maintaining your recurring monthly revenue and securing critical contract renewals. Earnouts bridge valuation gaps to reach the highest possible payout. The trade-off is that they tether your future wealth to the competency of the new owner's management team. The final component is stock in the acquirer. This means accepting payment in the form of shares in the purchasing company. Right now, large private equity firms are actively consolidating smaller California fire protection companies. They are rolling them up to build regional monopolies. Accepting stock allows you to take a second bite of the apple when that larger firm eventually sells. The catch is that your wealth is locked inside an illiquid asset that you no longer control. Performance-based paths maximize enterprise value. Taking this route means committing to a multi-year transition and maintaining a high tolerance for operational risk. Buyers desperately want the RMR generated by California fire safety businesses. Your job as a founder is to align the structure of the deal to your personal life timeline. This decision framework maps your primary goal to the correct strategic exit path. If you want immediate retirement, your strategy must focus exclusively on upfront cash, accepting a lower valuation multiple. Executing this requires an M&A advisor with a proprietary network. They bypass the local buyer pool, who often lack liquidity, to target national entities with deep cash reserves. If your goal is to maximize total enterprise value, you must commit to earnouts and stock options. This requires staying on for a 1 to 3 year transition. For this path, your M&A advisor must legally structure the performance targets with absolute precision. You need ironclad terms so the new corporate owner cannot artificially suppress your earnout. Regardless of which path you choose, the complexity of California due diligence makes trying to sell the business on your own a massive liability. The lucrative California premium for fire and life safety businesses is very real, but it can only be realized by trading generalist convenience for a specialized M&A advisor, capable of architecting the exact deal structure your future requires.